Whew. What's up, good people? There we go. Me and my greasy fingers. This must be turkey grease or sweet potato grease or gravy grease on the lens, and that's why it looks kind of messed up. Happy Saturday night, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Whew, boy. So, nice thing tomorrow is the Cowboys, as much as we want to see them play, are off. They've had yesterday, today, to relax, get their breath. Tomorrow, they can be kicking back, watching the competition. They're getting some much needed rest that they need going down this stretch, because things are getting interesting, to say the least. It'll be a big day because the Commanders have an opportunity to get one of the teams and bury them that's chasing for that last playoff spot. And with the 49ers taking over the lead, yeah, it's between Washington and Seattle at the moment for that 8th seed. And with the Giants having to play now Washington, then the Eagles, and then Washington, and later on the Eagles, they've got a tough road to stretch. And they're going to need to try and get themselves together. They could drop all the way out. But if they can win, I say 2 or maybe 3 games, they can make the playoffs. And it's conceivable that Washington, the Giants, and the Eagles, and the Cowboys could all make the playoffs. That's how crazy this thing is. When all the experts said it was the NFC least, and, you know, talked about how good the NFC South was going to be, that the Saints were going to be better, and that the AFC West was going to be, you know, everybody was going to be good except for the Seahawks, and the Seahawks are one of the best ones. So the thing now is, we have been pounded in our mind that if we get Odell Beckham Jr., we got the Super Bowl. And I think it's time for us to move on that idea. I think we need to stop putting in our heads that the only way we're getting the Super Bowl is Odell Beckham Jr., because now the days of recovery keep getting moved. You know, we had heard he's going to be ready in early November. Then it was going to be, middle of November. Then it was going to be, you know, before Thanksgiving is going to be cleared. And then it was going to be early December. And now they're talking about late December. Guys, that's the season. That's the season. You're going to tell me that you're going to get a guy and bring him in and play maybe 1 or 2 games and then play playoffs? Here's what we need to do. Forget about the hype on this thing. Forget about this whole thing that we have to have Odell Beckham. Because you know what? You know what's funny? When everybody said the Dallas Cowboys are done, that they screwed up by letting go of Amari Cooper, that they should have gotten rid of Zeke Elliott because he is over the hill, that their offensive line was going to suck because they let go of Connor Williams and because they let go of Lyle Collins, that this team had no chance, that the window was closing. Well, guess what? These guys right here, right now, these guys that nobody thought shit about are the ones that are 8-3. They're the ones that have beat the Giants twice. And I don't care what you say about them, they've won 7 games in this NFL. 7 games. You take off the 2 games from the Cowboys, they're 7-2. I don't care what you say about Kirk frickin' Cousins, those guys have 2 losses, and one of them being to the Cowboys. We kicked their teeth in. They rebounded this past, Thanksgiving, and all of a sudden, oh, Minnesota, they can make some noise. Well, we kicked that ass. We kicked the Cincinnati Bengals, and they're going to be a playoff team too. Kicked that team's ass. And we did that with, guess what? Without Odell Beckham Jr. This defense, the #1 scoring defense, we did that shit without Odell. This offense for the last 5 games with Dak Prescott back that has averaged 33.8 points per game. We did that shit without Odell Beckham Jr. We are always, as Cowboy fans, always so ready to say, screw the people that we have right here. He's a bum. Get him out of here. Anthony Brown, fire him. I want somebody else. Put Kellen Joseph. You put Kellen Joseph. Get him off the team. You're never freaking satisfied with a goddamn thing. Well, guess what? Guess what? This team that nobody believed in is where they are without Odell. If it works out and somehow you get him, great. It's icing on the cake. But I tell you what, those guys that when nobody believed in themselves, when nobody thought they were worth shit, those guys did. Those guys put in the work. Those guys have busted the ass. Those guys are the ones that deserve the glory. Not somebody who comes in at the last minute and is deemed the savior of the organization, that we can't do anything unless we get that guy. Well, guess what? That guy only wants to come here. You know why? You know why he would want to come here? Because he looks at it and say, they're a great team. I can go there and I can go ahead and win because they're a great team. So let's stop all this nonsense, all this bullshit about we got to have Odell Beckham Jr. It's a great idea, but it's not the be-all, end-all. Have you looked at how long it's taken Michael Gallup to get back into form? It's been 5 weeks, and he's just getting it. Why do we believe that Odell Beckham is Superman, and he's just going to be able to finally be cleared, and he's instantly going to understand and be on the same page with Dak Prescott, with the guys who have been here working with Dak for years have? How are we going to believe that he's going to know which route to run? How do we all know that that is going to make it? How do we know that him coming here isn't going to screw up the chemistry that we already have? I believe in those guys. Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I am. Maybe we do need them. But in my heart, I believe in those guys. I believe in Dak Prescott. I believe in Jake Ferguson, and Peyton Hendershot, and Dalton Schultz, and CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup. I believe in that offensive line. I believe in Tony Pollard. I believe in Zeke. I know these guys. Those guys have worn the star and are proud to wear the star. They're not a hired mercenary that's just coming in to say, this is going to be the easy way for me to get another ring without putting in the work. I've seen too many guys and have been put out there too many times where we hear the Earl Thomases, come get me, where we're going to get the Jamal Adams, that we always get all these guys, the Von Millers and things, that all these guys are coming to the boys. And guess what happens? It never happens. It doesn't. Feel like a kid outside a candy store looking in the window knowing that you ain't got 5 cents to buy nickel candy. Let's stop on the Odell dream and believing that he is the panacea that's going to take care of the last 26 years. If anybody's going to take care of it, it's those guys we got right now. And that's all I got to say about that, y'all. For some reason, I feel kind of fired up right now tonight. But I want to make sure I express to each and every one of you guys and you ladies, life is too precious and too short to waste over stupid bullshit. Shit that doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, because there's only so much time in your life, and it is not worth wasting it on stupid shit. Spend the time you have with the people you love, enjoying things that you do together, and let them know how you feel. Because we all believe we've got all the time in the world, but we don't. And before you know it, before you expect it, people you love are gone. Tell them you love them. God willing, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.